So the thing with being a really cute kid is that sets you up for failure from the get-go because there is literally nowhere you can go but down. I mean, look at this outfit. I have no chance of living up to this. The most adorable outfit I have ever seen, which begs the question, why did my mother let me go out dressed like this as a child, but then let me go out dressed like this as a teenager? Sabotage. I've been looking for a fabric like this for actual years. Not necessarily with like sailboats on, even though that would have been a bonus, but the colour at least. But then I was looking for fabrics to make things for my upcoming holiday, and I came across this, which is amazing and pretty much the same colour as the background, and even better than sailboats, because I don't think I've ever been on a sailboat, and I've pretty much played all of these consoles, so more appropriate to my actual life rather than sailing. I'm going to try and recreate this outfit. I am very competitive, even if it is against a photograph of my former self. I ain't going to let that 3-year-old beat me. So this is the grand plan to show little toddler me who is boss. We have the two-piece set. Let's start with the skirt first because that will be the easiest. We're going to do some elasticated gathers, maybe a paper bag kind of effect going on there at the top, and then just a nice plain hem at the bottom. And for the top, we're going to do an off-the-shoulder number. Again, it's going to be elasticated, and because of that, we'll add in the cute little puff sleeves just by the nature of what elastic does. I reckon it'll be a pretty quick and easy make. I think I can get it done within a few hours so that when I meet my friend for a drink later, I'll have something to brag about. Before I began, I just needed a few measurements, which was my waist, the length I wanted the skirt, which I had to check the photo, what that would be, the circumference around the widest part of my bust and arms, and the length of my torso. So the skirt for now is very simple. We just have the two pieces here. It is essentially just a rectangle or two rectangles at the moment, and that is the length that I want the skirt plus 10 centimeters to account for the elasticated waistband and the seam allowance at the bottom for the hem, and the width is our waist measurement times 1.5. It was at this point I realised one way I could get an edge over toddler me was if my outfit added pockets, because pockets improved everything. Though it did make me think, like, what would have I even had in my pockets as a kid? So I messaged my mum, got this reply back, and there we go. You're going to pin the pockets right sides together about 12 centimeters down from the top of your fabric, and that is just to accommodate for the waistband that we're going to be adding in soon. So you're going to pin, you're going to sew them just down here, and you're going to do the same on both of your skirt pieces. Once you've stitched them nice and secure, open them out, iron them flat, and then line them up at the side seams with the right sides facing. Sew down this line here, which is what you're going to see me doing now. It was at this point that I had a tablecloth with flaps, which was not the desired effect, but I still needed to add my elastic, so I folded down the top edge of the skirt until it was in line with the top of the pockets, which meant it was just a little bit wider than my chosen elastic. Ironed that flat, and then where I had previously overlocked the edges, I was going to sew along there, leaving a few centimeters open so I could thread my elastic through. After I sewed that little tunnel for my elastic to go through, I had to thread it through. So I cut elastic to about the size of my waist, got my handy safety pin, and usually what I would do is pin the outside edge to something so it wouldn't get caught inside, but I could only find one safety pin, which is why you see me holding it in my mouth. It is kind of unhygienic, but hey, I'm going to be the only person wearing this, so I don't really mind too much. It did take a while because it was quite a bit bigger than the elastic, but eventually it did come through. I matched the ends up and then went over them several times on the sewing machine just to make sure they were nice and secure and that, you know, it wasn't going to ping out when I was wearing it. After that was nice and secure, I sewed up the edge of the gap so that wouldn't come out, and then that is almost the skirt done. And you can see by my face here and my goofy dance, I'm quite pleased with the outcome at the moment, and it's ready to move on. For the length of my top pieces, I took my chest and arm circumference, divided it by 2, then added 10. For the height of it, it was that height that I took plus 5 for seam allowance and for the elastic channels. I marked the halfway point to do this little diagonal and then marked it off at a 45-degree angle. You're going to need 4 pieces of this, and you're going to attach them all together at the diagonal pieces so that only the diagonals are sewn. So it should look something like this when it's in half and it's been sewn. And when you swoop it around like this, you can see that the top is actually starting to get somewhere. So what you're going to do is you're going to find these corners, stitch them together, and after you have done that, you'll find something that sort of resembles what you're currently after. It is at this point that you can alter the sleeves and shorten them if you want, which I did by a few centimeters just to get them a bit shorter. After that, what I did was I went to my iron again and created folds where I was going to thread the elastic through. And if you need a reminder of how to do that, go back into the video and see what I did for the skirt, because it is literally exactly the same thing. The only difference here being is that my elastic was a bit narrower, so of course where I was sewing was narrower too. Back on the sewing machine, and again you just got to remember to leave a gap wide enough to fit your elastic through when it comes time to add it. Because my hunger for that sweet elastic was not satiated last time, I had another go at it, so went round all the sleeves, the whole neckline of the top, and then where the waist would be as well. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it took an absolute age, but look how cute it turned out. It is exactly like how I wanted it, and I was so pleased. All I have left to do now is the bottom hem, and usually at this point I would be so despondent because I hate hemming more than anything else in the universe to do with sewing. I hate hemming. But actually today I'm really excited because it's going to be the first chance I'm going to get to try out this, which is something I did not know existed until very recently, when I was altering a bridesmaid's dress for my sister, which was chiffon, and I had to have a really narrow rolled hem, and I do not like doing that by hand, and turns out rolled hem feet exist, and this one is for thicker material. So this one does about half an inch, which is about a centimetre, which is what I usually do for my hems anyway, but I am so ridiculously excited to try this. Oh god, I hope it works. So this didn't come with any instructions, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I won't lie, there was a bit of a learning curve at first, but once I got the hang of it, I was actually amazed, so impressed. It worked exactly as I would have hoped, and this is going to save me so much time in the future. It honestly is, I don't mean to put this lightly, but life-changing. Just look how pleased I am. Honestly. Is this not the most beautiful thing you have ever seen? No? Okay, just me. That's cool. I enjoyed it. So the job is done. I have the outfit made, and I don't think I've done a bad job. I actually feel so happy with the outcome, and it may not be exactly like this here, but I don't think I've done bad. And actually, yeah, I think little me would be proud of me. I can't judge who wore it better. That's for you guys to decide, so let me know in the comments. But I'm really excited to like take this on holiday next week and like just wear it out and about. It's really comfy. I had so much fun making it, and I will see you next time. So thank you so much for watching.